the MCU, the 28th title in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the first one that's animated. It's called What If. The Watcher tells you stories about alternate realities, alternate universes. One thing changes, and it's a 20 to 25 to 30-minute story. This one is episode 5, What If Zombies?
Question mark? Apostrophe?
33 minutes when the Avengers are infected by a zombie plague. Surviving heroes search for a cure. I'm just going to say it, best one yet.
3.5. Yeah, around 3.5. For this, around a 3.5. It was by far the best one, in my opinion.
Man, it's so tough to cut off the bat, but I did watch it just super fresh. I'm going to give this one a 3.5.
You guys didn't need to do that. I was just getting it off my chest.
Yeah, but once you said it, I was like, let's go. Roundtable.
That's a solid thing. That's a solid score.
Solid score, very fresh. And we said this earlier, right? We've talked about 1 through 4. I always recap them just a little bit. Peggy Carter, T'Challa, Star-Lord. What if the Avengers were murdered? The last one was what if Doctor Strange was an idiot? This one is zombies, dude. MCU zombies introduced for the very first time. Spoiler alert for the episode right now. And we're going to break open the story. I mean, let's just get into it. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Just dive in right head first. All right. They drop you in to when the Hulk was getting transported to Earth during Endgame. Or actually Infinity War.
Infinity War, yeah.
So, like, if you're, spoiler alert for the MCU, every time we do this, he's getting sent back to Earth to warn everybody. If you remember the story of Infinity War, that's where he meets up with Doctor Strange. Iron Man's there. They all get together, and, like, the events of Infinity War and Endgame start off, right? Okay, in this one, he lands Bruce Banner, just like he did the first time, becomes Bruce Banner out of the Hulk, and he's like, Thanos is coming. Thanos is coming. He's in the Sanctum Sanctorum, and there is no, I'm gonna get this out of the way too real quick. I had a mistake during What If last week, and I called the hero that's in, like, everything we're watching now. He's in the later title too, Shang-Chi. Wong. Benedict Wong, the actor, plays the character Wong in the MCU. Doctor Strange's, like, right-hand guy. They're, like, teammates. I called him Wu the whole time. His name's not Wu.
I didn't even catch it.
Well, that bad on you too then.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't know, but
No.
bad on us as MCU experts. I felt really bad.
Woo!
Want to get
Yes.
that out of the way. I apologize. Totally messed it up. There is a Agent Jimmy Woo,
Yes.
in the MCU. I don't know. I got it mixed up. Wong though. You think he's gonna? I wasn't right. I was Wong. I'm sorry.
Had that one in your back pocket, huh?
Yeah, a few days ago, and I was like, don't forget to say that. No one's there though. Doctor Strange isn't there. Wong isn't there. What happens? He peeks his head out the thing. He's like, Bruce Banner's like, who's here? Oh, guess who shows up? Thanos' right-hand people, just like they do in Infinity War. They give, like, the same speech. It was hilarious. He's like, you are in the presence of blah, 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 blah.
Children of Thanos.
The children of Thanos. He's like, whatever he says. And Bruce is like, come on, Hulk. And Hulk won't come out again. Nothing changes there.
He's the best part of the episode, I think.
Oh, he's
Maybe not best, but
well, they put him at the middle for
one
a
of the
reason.
best.
I feel like he was perfect for this role of just like, what's going on?
Mhm.
He is the perfect voice. What happens? The Avengers come through like a Doctor Strange Mystic Arts, ring hole. And I don't know what you call those, but
Portal.
a portal, better than ring hole. And it's like, oh, here the Avengers are here. Oh, what is it? They're all zombies. And Bruce is like, oh, yeah, you're kicking their butts. You're kicking their butts. And then he
Sees it
goes,
through the smoke, and he's like,
are you guys
F.
eating?
That's
Oh,
overkill.
no. That's overkill. He's like, what are you guys doing? Basically, what's happened is the Watcher steps in, gives us a little help. Hank Pym from the events of Ant-Man and the Wasp, which happened right around this time as well. If you remember from the movie, spoiler alert, he goes into the quantum realm to find his wife, Jan. I think it's Janet, I think Pym. And in the movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, it all works out. He, like, brings her home, family reconnected. And this one, she's the one that caught the zombie virus. It's some quantum realm virus. They bring it back, and it breaks out across the whole planet. And there's only, like, at least the United States. And, man, what you get here essentially is, like, a different Avengers team up, and they all start coming in out of nowhere. So you get Hope, the Wasp, Spider-Man. This guy sounded just like Tom Holland. It wasn't him. Can you tell me if Hope was Evangeline Lilly?
I'll start looking that up.
All right, yeah, look
You
up.
keep going.
I'll keep going. I think it was Evangeline Lilly. The guy that was playing Spider-Man was not Tom Holland, but it sounded a lot like him. That was Mark Ruffalo. And the Avengers that are, like, already dead right away are Doctor Strange, Iron Man, There's a few more in there.
Cap. Well, I guess sorry.
That'd be later.
That's later.
Then Wong dies. But basically they're all getting together and they're like, hey, we got to try to save the world. You know, we're gonna try to solve this thing. I was kind of lost on the mission. You know, these episodes move so quickly that you're almost like, what are they doing again? But doesn't really matter. They team up with Bucky Barnes. That was Sebastian Stan. Who from the Dora Milaje did they have?
Okoye.
Good job. And I think that was her.
Yeah,
What's her name?
had to be.
The
Denai.
Go for it.
Something like that.
What do you think it is?
Denai.
The girl from The
Gurari?
Walking Dead.
The girl from The Walking Dead is how I remember her.
Oh,
But her voice sounded just like it. She's there. She's
I think it is.
she's like, T'Challa's gone missing, and I'm here to find him. You also get Hope. She's there. You also get Shannon Carter. So Evangeline Lilly, that was her.
Yes.
You also get Shannon Carter.
Emily Van Camp.
That was her. And again, like the Spider-Man. Oh, and
That was not Tom Holland.
it wasn't.
It was Hunter Thames.
Well, kudos to
Thames.
that guy because he sounds just like
Yeah,
him.
it was weird.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they sound so alike that you're like, why didn't they just get Tom Holland in this? Might have been a Sony thing.
Sure.
So they all team up. It's all like, okay, how can we solve this thing? We're just gonna try. There's a really fun sequence in the subway where Spider-Man like uses the his web shooters to sling them so they can get going out of this subway station. You meet characters all along the way of different people that are showing up, and they eventually make it to. So on the train, you get a lot of big characters. The biggest one you said before was Captain Steve Rogers, zombie, fighting off one-on-one against Winter Soldier, long hair, Wakanda arm, Bucky Barnes. Looked awesome and animated.
Yep.
Or art, as Andy would say.
It is art. It's beautiful.
Is animated too.
You lose some people pretty quickly. Shannon Carter gets exploded from the inside out.
Damn, that was wild.
Hope in the process gets bitten as she like exploded Shannon, and she has to sacrifice herself in a really cool way. Ends up like getting all the Avengers together in her hands, and she goes into Giant Woman. They call him Giant Man when he's Ant-Man, so I guess it's Giant Woman.
Oh, before that,
Go ahead. I'm skipping a lot, I know. So
no, it's okay. You covered all the big parts, but this is the first reference to Uncle Ben in the MCU when Peter has his little speech. Hope, and he mentioned Uncle Ben for the first time ever because he talks about the loss of everyone that he's lost, and everyone was like, "That's the first time it's ever been."
Wow.
Said out loud.
Yeah,
yeah, because I would say it's the second reference though.
Is it? What was the other one?
The first one would have been Spider-Man: Far From Home. Whenever he's packing his briefcase, that briefcase had BP initials on it.
Okay.
Dork.
That's the podcast.
I know, but that's
but
digging deep.
they've never ever talked about him.
They never said his name.
Never. Yeah, that was pretty big. He nails this Spider-Man. I mean, he sounds just like Tom Holland Spider-Man. I loved it.
Have you seen those? All right, I have to
Go ahead.
up those Tobey Maguire memes where they're like, "It's Aunt May, but not your Aunt May," and he's dancing behind her.
Yes, and like
Marissa Tomei.
it's like Tobey Maguire with Marissa, and she's always like closing that door.
Yeah,
it's like I saw one meme that was like Tom Holland Spider-Man going to Doctor Strange, and he's like, "Hey, can you make Aunt May not my aunt?"
Oh my god. Oh man.
I thought that one was pretty good. And like the return was like him doing like the wink, you know.
It was Agatha all along.
Yeah, all the winks. All right, what else we get in this one? Oh, Happy, John Favreau, that was him.
Yep. He died,
but he had the watch blaster that Spider-Man has in Captain America: Civil War. Whenever he fights basically the Winter Soldier, kind of one-on-one for a second, Happy has that, and he's just going pow, pow.
It was good.
It ends up killing him.
Yeah, he ends up getting pulled in he gets like an arrow, and then of course it was Hawkeye, zombie. You also got Falcon, Sam Wilson, zombie.
That was
cool.
I like how they grouped like the people kind of together that were in the shows together.
Yes, it was. And remember, Falcon dies, and Bucky goes, "I should be really sad. That was my friend, but I'm not." Which I was like, that's just like I feel like a nod to the humor between those two.
Yeah.
And
no doubt.
And let me know if I'm skipping anything else because like it moves so quickly. So they get on the train. They ended up finding a military base. It looked like the one from Captain America: The Winter Soldier when they found Zoloff in that computer.
Oh
But-
yeah.
And I was like, is that the place? But it was in New York, so I mean, probably
No.
not.
Yeah, that's
Well,
weird.
who's there? The Vision. And he looks awesome. Also animated. That was Paul Bettany.
Yes.
That was really cool.
And who else is there? Just his head, Paul Rudd.
Hilarious.
Ant-Man himself. He survived. They found a cure. Something with the Mind Stone, essentially. Like
Just
helps.
keeping all the zombies away.
He's keeping all the zombies away. It also is like going to be how you find the cure. And he's literally got his head, just his head, and he's in a jar. Loved it.
So funny.
Big Futurama vibes there.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was so weird.
Oh man, I love Futurama. That's a
Paul
great
Rudd
show.
is the perfect for that. For to be a talking head, I just realized too. It's something I never knew that I would.
And they gave
find
him
out.
of all the lines in the whole show, he probably had 40% of them, and they were hilarious. They were just one-liner after the other. And what's the Vision doing there? It looks like he's a good guy at first, but it turns out he's feeding Wanda, zombie Wanda. There's something zombie. No, it's not that.
No.
Sorry, I tried. Damn, that's embarrassing.
You tried.
And then Black Panther was there.
And T'Challa, of course. And he's got his leg chopped off. What's crazy about these Avenger zombies is that they know like all of their powers
Still.
and like know them well. Like the Iron Man one was legit flying. Wanda's just doing her full Scarlet Witch powers, and Hawkeye did miss a couple times. So we were like, I guess maybe he had, he's a zombie, so he missed.
Yep.
But that was kind of cool. I just thought it was kind of random. Like Happy immediately goes and tries to like kill Peter Parker, and he's a zombie. And I'm like, he remembers how to shoot the thing with his hand, but he doesn't remember like that's his son essentially.
Yeah.
All right, getting to the big ending. Vision kind of decides to help out. Bruce Banner, in a last-ditch effort to help get the Quinjet off the ground, runs into the middle of the crowd, and the zombie crowd is like, Hulk, this is your last chance. And then, awesome, this is like probably my favorite part of the episode, is where he hulks out, he demolishes zombies, the ship takes off, and you get the Hulk versus Scarlet Witch. That was cool. Because I was like, that would be a cool fight, because she can lift you up and stuff, but like, if he gets close enough, like that was pretty fun. The ship's taking off, it's getting away. One last zombie to get away from, and it's the biggest one of the episode. Giant woman, the Wasp, in giant form, grabs it, but then ends up, they get up taken off. They go to Wakanda. It's the last safe haven on the planet because of their force field, so they think. And as they enter it, there's one last group of zombies they're going to have to face off with, and it is Thanos. Full zombie Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, like smiling as a zombie, like almost like he hasn't even changed that much at all. And they're just waiting for him. Boom, credits end.
Give me episode 2 right now.
Is that what's next?
No, I don't think so.
Like I type in Google, what if zombies? It says like one of the main searches is part 2.
Oh, please.
I hope.
And then that makes me think it might be leading to some like in-game type event, just like you said, because now we're like on that trajectory now.
They really just keep, like, literally just got better every single week.
Yeah, so far it's been like just stepping up the game every time. The Watcher is still there doing his thing. He's kind of watching as the train goes by. I'm like, is this guy always watching? No matter what you're doing? I don't know what this guy looking. Is he like Santa? He's like a Santa Claus situation.
Only
Just-
4 left.
And only 4 left. All right, I loved it. Can't wait for the next one. I mean, we've come a long way since that Peggy Carter episode.
Couldn't go
Exactly.
anywhere but up.
The casts for the episode get better. The stories get better. Like, I feel like I was like emotionally invested in this one. In the middle, I was like, this is zombies.
Yes.
Settle down, Andy. Damn.
Settle down, Andy. It was, though, and the action never stopped.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's only, probably clocks at 25 minutes, it never stopped.
Mm-mm.
All right, any final thoughts from you two? We already gave our ratings. Can't wait to do this thing next week. Talk about episode 6 of What If. We'll do it.
Spider-Man wearing the Doctor Strange cape. That was I don't think we've talked about that, but that
We
was
didn't.
underrated moment. That was such a cool thing.
Well, he doesn't keep the cape,
He
though.
pulls it off. Oh yeah, and then obviously Scott Lang,
Yeah.
using it as his body. That's
Yeah.
also pretty great too.
He goes, I feel like I'm at prom.
High five each other.
He's like, go ahead. I won't feel bad.
Yeah.
And then shout out Chadwick Boseman with his just beautiful lines that just almost brought me to tears.
What he's saying?
He said he was
Just
talking about
because
the
you-
dead.
yeah.
He was just saying they don't leave you till you forget about them or something like that.
Oh.
He said it much better, much
in
only
only,
much
in
more
only a
eloquent
way
way
that
than
he
I did.
can.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
he's
I
the
was
only one that will pull off that line where you're like, damn.
Yeah.
So cool to see him back. Mike, anything else from you on this one?
No, I think we pretty much nailed it. But like we said, it keeps getting better. So I'm excited. Hopefully this ties in some way.
That's what we're hoping, right? Of course, because that's what we're always going for, is that multiverse component. How will this tie in? Will it? These could just very well be side stories. I don't think it's any accident that they timed this thing to come right after Loki. Like they said, it's like important for that. It's in that watch order. It's like you finish Loki, you pop into this. And we're going to talk about it all. We'll let you know if it gets connected. It's all happening in our mostlysuperheroes.com/MCU. That's our MCU library. You can find all of our connections, ratings. Go check it out at mostlysuperheroes.com, and we'll keep filling up that library for you with fresh reviews.